been away from filming for a while because, you know, you just kind of, well, I kind of fell out of love with it. Probably putting a little bit too much pressure on myself to make content and make videos. I just want to make it enjoyable, so I'm coming back with some more videos. And if you don't want to see more content on the E92, turn off now, because this one's all E92 and we're fitting a wing. So what I've got here is the feet for the wings, which are going to be going on the boot. I've drilled them holes and I've made a bracket to go inside to keep it nice and firm down. The sticky pads was what's supposed to hold it, but I'm not going to use them. I'm going to use the outer just to seal the edges so no water gets underneath. So I'm going to cut that out, then stick it to the bottom, then use some tiger seal as well, and then bolt it down. Jobs are good. At this point here, all I'm doing with a sharp knife is cutting around the outside of the pad that came with the feet for the spoiler. So I've got an outer layer to seal around the outer edge. I'll tiger seal in the middle and it should be good to go. So now you can see how I'm using it around the edges to seal and just help it sit down when I originally place it on the boot. So now that I've got those bits taped on, so obviously my plan is to use that to seal, to stop too much water or moisture getting underneath. The bolts that are going to pass through there into the riv nuts in the piece of metal that I've made for the inside, which will sit inside there. And then I'm going to tiger seal the rest of this area, so it should have a nice strong fix. Yeah, so I'm just going to go double check the boot now. I've already marked it up where I think it is. I'm just going to triple check, double triple check, and then yeah, it's time to go for it. Once the drill comes out, there's no going back. There's the wing, guys. Nothing too major. I'm going for like a club sport spec. That's got the brake light fitted, but I'm not going to be using that one. I'm going to stick to the original that's in the rear window. Yeah, so I'm just going to test fit now, make sure it all lines up with where I've put the holes, and then it's time to go for it. So now I know that that's right, where I've marked my holes, it's time. This is me just holding it in situ, so just checking that it sits where it's supposed to sit, and I'm happy with it before everything gets, you know, drilled out fully, fixed down fully, tiger sealed and everything else. So my guide holes on those two and those two. Just got to widen them out because that is what's going through them, and obviously with this smaller hole at the minute, it's not going to work. So the ones on the actual boot lid are now wide enough where it passes through. Perfect. It's this one where the second skin is on the inside that I've got to widen a little bit more because it's not quite in line for it to pass straight up and through. And the same with that one, as you can see, he's widening a little bit, but then it should work. And this is where hopefully you'll start to see it come together. So that's the right bracket, as you can see the R in there. This is the bracket I've made for inside. So I've put the riv nuts in there. That will then sit inside there, like so. I'm going to also put a bit of tiger seal underneath that. Bolt will pass through from the inside of the boot into the riv nut, clamp it down, bish bash bosh. I'm I'm also going to put a little bit of edge primer on the raw edges where I've just drilled, just to stop any, well, hopefully stop any corrosion. So I'm just going to spray a bit into that lid and just dab it on around the hole. Use the hot air gun maybe, dry it off, and then yeah, that's that done. Just because I don't want them raw edges starting to turn nasty over time. What we need, guys, is just to protect those raw edges. So you might think it looks a mess, as long as it does the job, it ain't gonna be seen because the boot has a cover on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the outside. So same process as what I just done there. I'm not gonna bother filming it. And then yeah, almost time to get it fitted. That bracket is now in with some Tiger Seal, so as you can see it's not moving, sloshing about. Obviously it's not set, so hopefully that gives me time to get everything where I need it to be on the car first before I have to bolt everything down for that final time. Just gonna get the heat gun, warm the boot up slightly, and yeah, watch the next steps. There's one of the feet on nice and solid. I am going to trim that one down, so it's a little bit long, but I'm going to let the Tiger Seal set and everything first. Look inside, and again I am going to put some washers on, which I've got set here. So I'm going to put that rubber between the boot lid and the head of the bolt, so the bolt will pass through that way. Probably going to use one of these smaller washers too, through there, like that, like so, and sandwich it in that way, because that way it's not rubbing against the bare metal of the boot, and it's got that nice soft rubber to brace on, which is quite thick. So yeah, one down. Once it's all set, take it back off, or take the bolts back out, and do the same again, but with the washers on. Both of the feet on. Just gonna double check the spoiler and pray to God that it now fits. It's now the following day. Obviously I had to let the glue dry, Tiger Seal dry and everything else. So I ran out of time and ran out of light to be able to finish it off. But yeah, this is where it's at right now. So I covered them over just to stop any moisture getting in them. But yeah, they are, so they should be set and ready to go. So all I'm going to do now is unbolt them, and they should stay where they are, because obviously they're taped and Tiger Sealed. I also bought these little bits of pipe, copper pipe, and I've cut them at angles because, well, you'll see in a second, but on the boot, when you bolt inside, it's not a flat edge. So I thought if I use that, put a washer on the other end, and the head of the bolt should pass through and it should be spot on. So as you can see there, the angle comes around a little bit. The second skin on the inside of the boot, so it's not flat, same as that. See how that bolt is all the way up, but it's not flush. Well, the washer's not going to take up that gap and keep it from cutting into the boot. So the plan is, those little bits of copper that I cut, I can angle it like that, look. See, then we've got a nice flat edge to bolt to with a big washer on the end. I've just got to hope that the boot cover will still go on okay, which I'm thinking it should do. looks nice and flat. I'm not sure. I'm just going to have to test the paneling on the boot, see if it still fits okay. So that's the next step. So now I'm just going to crack on off camera, get this on, and then get you some footage of what it looks like.